How's it going, everybody? It's Cody with Level Up Games here, and we're going to be taking a look at one of our feature matches from the Lorcana 1K tournament we just held on December 2nd. On the left-hand side of your screen, you have Kurt, who's playing a Ruby Amethyst build focused around the Arthur combo, while on the right-hand side of your screen, you have Minnie, who's playing a Ruby Sapphire item deck focusing around the Popsicle combo with Nick Wild, Hiram Flaversham, and Popsicle. The Arthur combo does do a lot of really fun things with replaying cards, picking them back up, and it does just pack a ton of draw power with cards like Maleficent Sorceress, Friends on the Other Side, and Merlin Rabbit. Now, both players are playing Ruby, and a lot of their cards end up being very similar. So you'll see the Mini Always Classy, Lady Tremaine Imperious Queen, Maleficent Monstrous Dragon, Teeth and Ambitions, Be Prepared. You'll see a lot of those cards on either side of the board here. So we did see Kurt quest his Mini before playing a Madam M Snake to pick the Mini back up. That puts Kurt ahead early with one lore, but one lore is all you really need. It can make or break a game.
Think many, quest for one.
Kurt questing for 1 to go to 2 to play a Madam M Fox to pick up the snake again. It doesn't look like Minnie has quite a few options here. We're going to ink a Cogsworth to play the Aladdin from set 1.
Quest with Grandma Go.
Alright, 1 to 1.
Yep.
Minnie will quest with Grammatala immediately after playing the Aladdin, which dropped Kurt down to 1. Kurt's going to use his Madam M Fox to Seeing Friends on the Other Side to draw 2.
That's an OG Yu-Gi-Oh card that I mentioned. I have to assume you know that one.
I'll pay 2 for Teeth and Ambitions on Aladdin and Fox.
Kurt playing Teeth and Ambitions, which deals 2 damage to one of his characters, plus 2 damage to any other character.
Untap, draw.
Playing Madam M Snake to pick the Fox back up, effectively to remove the damage counters from it. Now, taking out the Aladdin did take the ability from Minnie to be able to shift it later into Heroic Outlaw.
Ink Popsicle. Error.
And here's the combo I was mentioning earlier, where you play the Popsicle to draw a card, you play Hiram Flaversham to banish the Popsicle to draw 2, and then there's the Nick Wild that will enter and allow you to grab a Popsicle from your discard back to your hand, to which you can replay it, then quest with Hiram Flaversham again. It is a very good draw engine. Paired with all the ramp that blue has, it's very easy to get ahead in the game.
Rabbit do be rabbiting.
Here Kurt just played a Merlin Rabbit, which allows him to draw a card when it enters play or leaves. Important to note that it doesn't care if it gets banished or if it's sent to the Inkwell via Let It Go or Hades. It just wants to see it leave the field.
2, you're up.
Kurt's going to quest for 1 with Madam M Snake to go to 2.
Ink Maleficent. Nick, grab Popsicle.
And there's the Nick Wild to pick up the Popsicle. We'll see if he replays it immediately. And he absolutely does.
Grandma attack Madam. Grandma ability.
And there we see Minnie using Grandma Tala to her full potential by putting a damage counter on the Madam M Snake just to put the Grandma Tala into his Inkwell to ramp him up a little bit faster.
Rabbit thing. friends on
Yep.
the other side.
I heard you got a lot of friends.
Oh yeah. On this side, that side,
West side, east side,
low places.
Pokemon side, Lorcana side.
Mhm.
Now, Kurt does have a lot of cards in his hand, so he has plenty of options here.
Another rabbit.
Okay.
He's going to play another rabbit to draw yet another card. And we'll see if he ends up questing with the Madam M snake here.
Ink teeth.
Mhm.
What's wrong?
And that's exactly what he does.
Sweet.
So Kurt will go from 2 to 3.
Good.
Ready? Draw.
It does look like Minnie has a lot of uninkable cards in his hand, and he is only running 12 in his deck. So it is a bit unfortunate that we're seeing about 5 of them in his hand at the moment. He's at 6 ink, so he's not quite there to be able to drop the Be Prepared yet.
Quest with hero. Ability. Draw
And
2.
Quest with Hiram to go to 2. Also banishing the Popsicle to draw 2 more cards, hopefully to get another inkable card, but it doesn't look like that he did.
Ink hero.
So we're going to be inking a Hiram Flaversham, which he probably really didn't want to have to do. But he needs to have an answer for Kurt's board state here, so we'll see if he actually goes for the Be Prepared, and it looks like he's going to. Had to pause for a second to make sure to quest with
Okay, fine.
Nick Wild before doing so. So it certainly
many
feels
cards?
like he's going to go for Be Prepared.
Just 6.
Just 6. He said.
You got more.
And there's the Be Prepared.
Yep. You
Trigger
have 2
2
triggers.
rabbits.
With the Merlin Rabbits leaving the field, it allows Kurt to draw 2 more
okay.
cards.
Go ahead.
So now Kurt is looking at 6 ink with a handful. I believe he's got 8 cards in hand.
Another rabbit.
Mhm.
And there's a rabbit that will
Ribbity
replace
rabbit.
itself in his hand. So he's definitely got plenty of options.
And Maleficent.
Yep.
Ink a Mini to
Okay.
Ink a Mini to play Maleficent. Sorceress to
Ready?
draw
Draw.
yet another card.
I'll hit the rabbit.
Alright, okay.
You get to draw a card. Go.
Mini playing a Hades there to get rid of the
Yeah,
rabbit.
it's not a nice feeling to hit the rabbit, but I mean, at least you can't keep bouncing the rabbit.
Yeah. That's fair.
So not only does it ramp Kurt, it also gives him another card in his hand because the rabbit left the field. So that type of removal feels really bad in this matchup.
Same friends.
Yep. The third friends. The third rabbit, the third friends.
We have seen 3 copies of Friends from the other side. There's only one more hiding in Kurt's deck somewhere. And taking a look at Minnie's cards as he's flipping through them, you kind of see the bell, and that might be what he's setting up for with all the ramping. But he also has a couple Be Prepareds, Hades, Sisu. Kurt's holding a bunch of large cards as well.
Play Elsa.
You can go all 8 for an Elsie to tap down the Hades.
Ink. Yeah, go ahead.
Inking a Maui, and that'll set him up to have 9 for his next turn, which will allow him to start playing his monstrous dragons. Minnie's going to go for another Hades and ramp Kurt once again.
And go ahead.
I can see Kurt did get one of his Merlin goats, which is one of the key pieces to his deck, just to be able to play it to gain a lore, pick it back up to gain another, and then replay it again. Does have all the options now that he's at 10 lore. Sorry. Does have all the options now that he's at 10 ink, and there's nothing in his
Quest for
deck
one.
that costs that
Four.
much. Questing for 1 to go to 4.
Oops.
Accidentally dropping a card from his inkwell in the
Okay,
process.
Fox.
Playing a Fox to pick the Maleficent back up.
Be prepared.
And playing a Be Prepared
I
of
was
his
not
own.
prepared.
Pitching.
Ready? Roll. 3, 6, 7, 8.
So Minnie has not inked a
use
card
four,
for a
please.
couple turns now. He's going to play a Sisu, which allows him
2
to
for 1 drop.
look at the top
Okay.
2 cards of his deck when he quests with it, and if he likes one of the
And then
cards, he can put it in his hand and put the other one on the bottom,
Go.
or he can choose to put both of them on the bottom if he doesn't like the look of them. We're playing the shield here instead of questioning it. I do believe he also played 1 jump ahead to be able to ramp up a little bit. He is holding on to that bell, so it does seem like he is trying to get the 10 lore to be able to put it down to accelerate.
Okay.
And there we'll see a dragon from Kurt to get rid of the Sisu.
Good.
And nothing else passing the turn.
6. Lady Tremaine.
There's
Yeah.
the Lady Tremaine to force your opponent
Where's she
to
going?
banish a character,
1 jump ahead. Go ahead.
followed by a 1 jump ahead. That should put Minnie right at 10.
How many cards in here?
4.
Okay.
How many cards in your hands, sir?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10 cards, huh?
Play Ola.
Yep.
Play Yzma.
And now we see here another
Olaf.
cool little interaction that Kurt's deck
That
has.
did
He's
your
playing
combo.
the 1-drop
Trade
Olaf
your 1 drops for 2
to
draws.
preface the Yzma that he's going to play immediately after, which allows him to shuffle the Olaf back into his deck to draw 2 cards.
Draw 2.
Yep.
MLS.
Yep.
And play Maleficent to draw yet another.
Take Olaf.
There is a large gap in the number of cards that each player has in their hands currently.
May I see your discard? Or your egg banish?
Minnie currently looking at Kurt's pile just to see what he's already played, get an idea for how many copies of what cards he could possibly still have between his hand and his deck.
9. 4, 7, 10. No, 3, 6. Oh, that's 9.
It looks like I had the count wrong. The 1 jump ahead did only put Minnie at 9 ink, so he will have to ink 1 more card for Bell to be online.
Okay.
So it looks like he's going to elect to play the Monstrous
Quest for 2?
Dragon.
Yep,
Quest
so-
for 2.
Go ahead.
That will take him to 7.
Quest for 1.
Yep. Go to 5.
Be prepared.
Kurt quest for 1 to go to 5 to hit the Be Prepared.
Play Goat.
And there's the
Go to
goat
6.
to take him up to 6.
Go ahead.
Now that card I despise.
As you should.
Ink Teeth.
The teeth will put Minnie at 10 ink, so he feels more confident in playing the bell since he is already to the point that he needs for her to be worth it.
Go.
He'll also go ahead and play a Grandma Tala. It does look like Minnie's down to 2 cards in hand. One of them did look like a Be Prepared. Though it's not exactly the position he wants to be in.
Quest for 1.
Right.
Go to
Quest
7.
for 1 with the goat to go to 7.
Play Elsa. On them 2. Spend 3 for a Fox for Chicken Goat. Go to 8.
Play the fox, pick the goat
Alright.
up, gain a lore to go
Oh.
to 8.
It's your turn.
Definitely getting a
What?
solid feel for
Oh.
exactly why the Merlin goat is such a great card.
1 for popsicle. Bro. Shield. Ready, grandma. Grandma attack. Grandma ability.
Now, Kurt did use Madame M. Fox's ability to rush into the bell to take it out of the game. It did put 2 damage counters on Madame M, which allowed Minnie to return
Let
the
it go,
favor with the Grammatala. And then with a little bit of poetic justice, got rid of Elsa via Let It Go.
And I'll,
Yeah.
And there we'll see that interaction again between Olaf and Yzma.
So crazy. It's gonna be long game.
Kurt's deck is looking really thin at this point.
Yeah.
Trusting.
Yep.
Making Yzma. Go to 9. Snake the goat to 10.
Oh no. we have goat loop.
Go ahead.
Ready, draw.
Now, Minnie is going to have to try to find some type of solution to stop the goat loop, as he called it.
Go.
Go ahead.
And here we have the Aladdin Heroic Outlaw again. Kurt is in a position, though, to not have to
That's
quest for
fair.
anything.
Yep, go to 13.
He's going to go to 13.
Play 6 for Lady Tremaine.
And that would explain why forcing Minnie to get rid of the Aladdin Heroic Outlaw with no upside.
Then me. Go ahead.
You said go ahead?
Yeah.
Ready, draw.
All right, Kurt's ending his turn with 2, 4, 5, 6 lore on the board potential. Minnie just has to go for the be prepared here.
Go ahead.
I'll play 2 goats and gain 2 lore. 15.
My man is the GOAT.
Go ahead.
So Kurt got to go from 13 to 15 by playing 2 goats. Here we have the Heroic Outlaw
6, 7.
Yep.
and a Corella
Go ahead.
DeVille, which has evasive on Minnie's turn specifically. Let's see the route that Kurt decides to take.
Lady Tremaine. Lady
And
Tremaine.
a double Lady Tremaine
Double
to get
Lady
rid of Minnie's
Tremaine.
board.
2. Up to 17.
Yeah.
Quest for both goats to go to 17.
Card the cards.
And
got
Minnie
it.
could not get what he needed, so that's going to end the game in Kurt's favor. And we'll get set up to go into game 2.
You guys did, but it seemed very interactive.
You know,
Yeah, we both played a bunch of characters that
that
when
kill
they
each other stuff.
come into play, KO character,
Yeah.
exert a character,
Yeah.
do something with it.
The problem is that his deck does more proactive plays because his stuff has very quality low to the ground abilities.
Very bad.
Yeah. And my stuff is removal, which is nice, but my stuff ramps him. So it helps him play more of that stuff.
So now, since Minnie lost the first game, he is electing to go first for the second game. Getting into the mulligans now.
Alrighty, I'll start.
Go.
Looks like each of them knows exactly what they're looking for in that opening hand, so they're able to make that decision very quickly. Both players know what they're looking for in their opening hand, so they're able to make their mulligan decisions very quickly.
Boop, boop, boop. Alrighty, best of luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Oh, let me. There you go.
Very max.
In Cruella. Popsicle.
Yep.
And
Go ahead.
Minnie's going to kick off the game with another early game popsicle to draw an extra card.
Snake a snake to the Olaf.
Mhm.
Grab.
We're getting an Olaf out of Kurt.
Ready? Uh, Inca Grandma. One jump ahead.
So
Go
here
ahead.
we have Minnie inking the grandma instead of playing her to ramp with one jump
Fox.
ahead.
Yep, press
Not
one.
quite sure what the thought
Snake
process
symbol.
is here.
Go ahead.
We did get a quest for one out of Kurt to play a snake to pick the Olaf back up.
Ink Grandma. Harem. Ability draw.
Using Hiram to banish the
Go ahead.
popsicle to draw 2 cards.
Roll off.
Yep.
Maleficent.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Ready. Draw.
Both decks are able
3
to
for
showcase their
Fishbone.
abilities to draw extra cards. Looks like we're getting a Fishbone Quill. Minnie's got 6 cards in his hand, 3 inkable, 3 not. I imagine we'll see him ink 1 card and then use the Fishbone Quill to ink one of the uninkable cards.
Ink Mini. Fishbone Quill.
Couldn't quite tell what he was inking there. It did look like a blue card.
Quest. Ability.
Questing for 1 with Hiram to get rid of the Fishbone Quill.
Popsicle.
Yep.
Teeth and Ambition. Flavor and Maleficent.
Alright, so we're using Teeth Ambition to take out the
That's
Maleficent.
not, that's not that much.
Now Minnie's currently thinking about if he wants to get rid of the popsicle to remove the counters from Hiram, or if
Thinking.
he wants to just pass the turn to Kurt. However, if he does that, he does leave himself open to the Madam Mim Fox abilities
Yeah, pass
to take out the Hiram Flaversham. So it is a calculated risk that he is taking. And it does look like Kurt has the Fox. Let's see if he takes that route.
Yep.
Quest for 1 to go to 2.
And Fox.
Play the Fox to pick up the snake. And
Hiram.
hit it into Hiram. So it does look like Minnie probably should have taken that chance to
Yeah,
banish the
Go ahead.
popsicle to remove
Ready?
those 2 counters from Hiram.
Ink Fishbone.
Alright, Minnie's at
Play
7.
ladder. Go.
And there's an Aladdin Heroic Outlaw, which will at least slow Kurt down from wanting to quest every turn because he would end up losing more lore than he is gaining. Minnie is very far ahead on ink, Kurt being at 4 at the start of his turn, and Minnie just ended his with 7.
And Maleficent.
Mm-hmm.
Ink teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Quest for 1.
Yep.
Snake.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Draw.
Kurt quested 1 to go to 3. Now, another thing that Kurt's going to be able to do to get around the Aladdin Heroic Outlaw is just replaying these characters that are allowing him to
Shitty
pick
Pops.
each other up.
Big Popsicle.
So he
Go.
can quest with 1, play a different one to bounce it back to his hand to where he doesn't have anything sitting there
One
that
jump.
can be challenged by the Aladdin Heroic Outlaw. Minnie ramping once again, maybe trying to set up for the bell.
Go ahead.
That 1 jump should put him at 8 ink available to him, which allows him to play everything but the Maleficent Monsters Dragon in his deck.
Good dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Quest for 1.
Yep.
4.
Question for 1 to go to
And
4.
put Yzma.
Yep.
Shuffle and
To shuffle the Maleficent back in, again removing that ability for Aladdin to have something to challenge, but also drawing Kurt 2 cards in the process.
2 fresh cards. Your turn.
Draw. Quest with Judy.
Yep. 4 to 3.
Mini questing with Judy for 2 to go to 3.
Okay.
Let's go.
Put a rabbit.
Getting Merlin out of Kurt to get another card in his hand.
Ink. Maui.
Kurt is slowly closing the gap between the differences on ink here. Mini is slowing down a bit because if he continues inking cards every turn from his hand, he's not getting the draw power that he needs like Kurt is.
Snake will hit Judy. Fox and Snake.
And there we have the Madame M snake taking out the Judy hops to play a fox to pick the snake back up.
Control. Quest for 1.
Mini questing for 1 to go to 4.
Pass.
Good dragon.
Thinking that dragon will take Kurt up to 8, which allows him to play Elsa Spirit of Winter
Aladdin.
to tap down his Aladdin.
I'll use Merlin is saying decent ambitions on Fox and Aladdin.
Okay.
And Fox will shuffle Aladdin. I'll quest with these messages. 6. Go ahead.
Kurt questing for 2 to go to 6 with Yzma, and he was able to take out the Aladdin by using Teeth and Ambition to put 2 counters on it.
6 to 5.
And then swing the Madame M Fox into it as well to take it out.
Yep. I'll draw from Rabbit.
Yep. Go.
There's no queen.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Also, Snow Queen potentially setting up for a shift on the next turn if he needs to. And there we have a Hades that, again, going to ramp Kurt, so he's probably not too worried about that.
There, Rabbit.
There we have a rabbit to draw a card.
And Teeth.
Yep.
The Lady Tremaine.
And a Lady Tremaine to force Minnie to get rid of his Hades. Now, be prepared here to get rid of 2 characters and allow your opponent to draw a card. Definitely can't feel good.
Ink Teeth. Go ahead.
It does look like Minnie's down to 2 cards, though, so he may not have had many other options.
Play Maleficent. Play Rabbit.
Yep.
Play Arthur.
Oh, look, he made an appearance.
Go ahead.
And here we finally see the Arthur pretty late into game 2. We'll see if he can get his board going. Doesn't look like it because Minnie had another Be Prepared.
I think this game is going to die, so I'm going to Ink Bell. Then
Inking Bell for a Sisu.
go ahead.
Mini now has no cards in
Oh, he's
hand,
going.
but he has a lot of ink, so he can play whatever he gets.
It's red purple. He
The
has,
only
like, 10
problem
cards in
is,
hand.
is that Kurt does have 10 ink, so
Waiting
he
for
can just
me.
kind of keep forcing the issue every turn.
4 for goat.
Yep.
And there's the goat. That'll
7.
take him up to
Go
7.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Down to 6.
Mini responds with an Aladdin. That'll take Kurt back down to 6.
Sync friends.
Yep.
Quest for 2.
Yep.
Plus 2 to go to 8.
Snake.
Play a
9.
snake to bounce the goat to go to
Play goat.
9.
10.
Yep.
Replay the goat, go to 10.
Fox. 11.
And this is where we're
Yeah.
seeing more of the
Okay.
combo with the goat.
Oh.
So it looks like Mini's got a way to slow
Yeah.
Kurt down a little
Yeah,
bit,
shift
but
it.
Kurt does still have the goat in hand and very well could
Slurp to a
end
9.
the game
Yep.
here.
Go
Down to
ahead.
7. Quest for 3.
Yep. Go to 12.
4. 13.
Yep.
Play Fox.
Yep. 14.
14. Hit Aladdin.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
All right, Kurt being at 15, Mini not having a board.
Okay,
I believe
okay.
this game is
Yeah.
basically going to be over. Let us guys know if you enjoyed this. If you want to see us record more matches and do some better commentary for you guys, make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss any future posts.
Play.
And we're going to watch the last few seconds of this match, and then we'll see you next time.
14.
Go ahead.
Game 4.
Yep.
18.
And then bounce.
Snake to goat.
19.
20.
And then, yeah, you got it.
Go.
Okay.
Yes.
It is what it is. Deck is crazy.